and go leave Teddy alone. What's it who? And him tell him about come out. Okay, let me come on.
Why where we?
I knew you were not going to humble yourself. I knew you were not going to humble yourself. Don't fight Jay and Teddy, okay? I beg you.
Fight me. I'll fight you.
They are the two people I'll fight. So
if you fight me,
so Teddy's nickname is Moo.
Don't call him that.
Moo.
Why?
He knows why, and he can't. Look, he can't deny it. Yeah, and he's guilty as charged. Moo.
I give up. All right. Thank you so much for coming through. Moving straight to entertainment right after this.
Visit www.mx24online.com for news, exclusive behind-the-scenes videos, up-to-the-minute sports updates, and the latest broken pen stories now. Experience more of MX24 Online. Visit mx24online.com today. MX24. Fun, fearless, and factual.
Well, you're welcome back to the AM Club right here on MX24. My name is Miriam Uduak-Mensah. We're getting into entertainment right now. Loads of things happening in the world of entertainment. Jay, last weekend I was with you. You were sleeping halfway the event. What's going on over there?
It's not that easy.
It wasn't easy.
It's not that easy.
But
wonderful moments.
Yeah, it was. The food was good though.
Sarah Jakes was insane.
Yeah, food was really good.
Everything is food. You
feed the body that does the work. Hey, why are you such a hater? And oh, yes, you know, I'm actually twinning with her today because my girl was in black. Oh my God. Like, okay. A minute, please. Okay. But let's get into it. The Guba Network hosted a successful women's brunch on Saturday, May 31st, 2025 at its Swomunam in Accra, featuring preacher and author Sarah Jakes Roberts as the guest speaker. The event brought together women from various backgrounds to celebrate, connect, and be inspired. With her empowering message, engaging press, Sarah Jakes Roberts shared a valuable insight and words of encouragement, leaving a lasting impact on the attendees. The Guba Network initiative the Guba Network's initiative to create a platform for women to gather, share, and grow is truly commendable. And this event is a testament to the power of community and sisterhood. We have a video to that. Let's take a look at what happened on Saturday.
Second floor, and it wasn't until I started seeing people leaving second floor, and it wasn't until I started the world. And that was in 2011. I'm going to say my words because speaking is not my thing. Hey, everybody. I think I was writing my blog, and I started my blog selfishly. It was just my online personal journey and diary that I didn't really think anyone would be checking for. And it wasn't until I started seeing people leaving comments on that blog that I felt like this could be an agent of change for people in the world. And that was in 2011.
So that was Sarah Jakes Roberts speaking to us, because I was there, Jay was there. We had a good time. It was great conversations. Everybody knows I love Sarah Jakes. So, y'all, was there enough excitement on my face? Was I bubbly enough? Because I think now Tommy took a cry. Something to me misbehaving. But not Tommy, so I couldn't believe that. Like, I was looking at a woman I love and adore. Listen to her every day, and I'm not even exaggerating. I literally listen to Sarah Jakes every single day. Like my lunch break, before I fall asleep for that my little nap for the day, I am listening or I'm watching Sarah Jakes Roberts. And so it was like, you know, that moment of truth. I was like, wow, I'm actually looking at her in person. But we're going to be doing big things with her very soon. Let me see. Dash. Well, let's get into other stories. Well, Rihanna Fenty loses father. So Rihanna's father has passed away at 70 after a brief illness with Rihanna's family by his side. Despite their complicated past marked by public disputes and estrangements, the two reportedly reconciled in recent years. Rihanna had sued her father in 2019 over unauthorized use of her name and likeness, but the case was later dropped. Fenty leaves behind several children, including Rihanna and her 5 siblings. Well, so many losses. Our heart goes out to the family, and we know, just, you know, after reconciling with your father, you would want to relive all those moments. In fact, live those moments that you never had, you know, and so it's rather unfortunate, but we send our hearts out to her. She's just wrong, girl. She goes through this. Well, away from that, Miley Cyrus breaks down past family drama and how it affected her. Now, Miley Cyrus has opened up about reconnecting with her estranged father, Billy Ray Cyrus, after years apart. In a new interview, Miley shares that as she's matured, she's come to respect her parents as individuals rather than just her parents. She acknowledged her mother's pain from their divorce and how it affected her own perspective on love growing up. Both Billy Ray and their mom, Tish, have moved on to new relationships since their split. Good news right there, right? Great stuff. I don't know, I've always said this, like, every girl needs their dad. Whether it's a father figure or biological father, every girl needs that. There's just something that fathers do to their girls that builds confidence in them, that builds strength that only a father can give their daughter. Because there's a certain level of strength that a girl needs to live in this world, this our world. There's a certain level of strength. Oh, goodness. So yesterday, I had a moment with my dad, right? It was a moment of truth. So I'm saying this to buttress this point that Miley definitely needs her dad. I was just standing, like, I was going, like, yes, in the morning, we had something we were supposed to do. And I was thinking that, you know, I could just share little details with him. He should be fine. And he was like, young lady, you are in the corporate world. The blasting I chopped yesterday morning. But then right after that, before he mounted the pulpit, he said to me, but you know that this is for you, because I don't want you to go out there looking crazy in the face of people. I want you to be an excellent woman in the face of every situation you find, no matter how small. So I'm going to be scolding you in this room, so that when you go out there, you do great. So don't frown your face, don't be upset, just take it in. And I was like, oh my God, that's actually really cool though. That's a little way of saying I'm sorry. You know how fathers don't say sorry?
Yeah.
So shout out to you, Prophet Prempe, yeah. But yeah, every single girl definitely needs her dad. And so I wish her all the very best. This relationship should go from here. Again, we've seen that Rihanna did hers. And I'm pretty sure, like, right after that reconciliation, they had a good time. Anything to say about that? No. Alrighty, so that's about it for entertainment right here on the show. If you're just joining in, why are you so late? But we have quite a number of things on the show, lots of excitement. We're learning, we're getting into big conversations. Of course, politics is coming up and a lot more right here on the show. So do not move. My name is Miriam Uduak-Mensah. This has been an entertainment update on the show. We'll be right back after this.
Visit www.mx24online.com for news, exclusive behind-the-scenes videos, up-to-the-minute sports update, and the latest Broken Pen stories now. Experience more of MX24 Online. Visit mx24online.com today. MX24. Fun, fearless, and factual.
Before I started this business, I had my second child, and I noticed that she wouldn't take just any other thing. But if it's a particular meal that she's attached to, that's all she takes until she's fed up. And so I thought of what can I do to make sure that the normal food that I give to the child and the child can stick to just one, I can make it more nutritious to be able to give all the things that the child needs. When I did it, the child liked it, and they were eating it, and it was a whole meal. They could eat it and eat and eat and eat. And I could give it to some mothers, and they testified that their kids loved it. So then we have to sell it. At Safe Haven Exclusive Foods, what we do is that we add value and nutritional solutions to our own legumes, fruits, vegetables, nuts, cereals, and then we produce them into cereal and legume mix that could be used for porridges, swallows, smoothies, for baking as well. You could add very hot water to it to take. In all of this, we are also keen to help smallholder farmers curb post-harvest losses and also to help them get a living out of what they do. The reason why we started this business is because there's a burning passion, a passion to make sure that we also contribute our quota to the economy and also aside trying to profiteer. Another reason we exist and that we are hoping to make an impact is to be able to reach out to our pregnant mothers, to be able to reach out to lactating mothers. Reason is that most pregnant women suffer blood reduction, let me say anemia. Most of them need a lot of blood to be able to survive that journey. And so we are looking to give in not just a meal that is going to bring satisfaction to their tummies, but something that is also going to contribute to their overall health. So I realized that it wasn't just a business that I had born out of trying to find something for my child to take, but it's something that will make the necessary impact. As we move forward, we realize that no, the impact doesn't necessarily have to also be with what people are consuming, but also the impact that we have on the environment.
When I gave birth to my last baby, she wasn't eating at all. So when I introduced the meals to her, the cereal to her, she loved it. She can eat it the whole day without eating any food. It's really helped us because she wasn't growing well. She was somehow lean, but when started taking that one, we realized that there is a change.
I will not close my eyes on the fact that there's challenges. Getting consistent labor, getting people that are ready to commit to the vision that you have is also a challenge. So it looks like the people come, you help, train, let's do this, and then the next moment is like they are leaving. So you get another person and then you have to start all over again.
I don't want to go, why you not Tom Brown? I feel I live on a hachuchu boom. A much strong, I'm going to let me banana.
Well, it's been very tangible with regards to the financial benefits. At least you're able to buy things for your kids, you're able to buy things for yourself, you're able to assist with bill paying.
I share, I imagine Dogomo, to Doma, a don't go in fine. A cook family agent, young Toha, go in Valley Fagbom.
the way forward for the business is to grow. Is to grow not only in production numbers, but to grow in people, to grow in impact, to grow in profits, and to grow in nation building.
I encourage other people to also patronize it because it's very good and very, very healthy.
What Ghana Grows is doing, trying to spotlight small businesses and then be able to encourage them in what they are doing so that they will be able to grow. I believe that is a very good initiative and it encourages the youth. If you really want to venture into the agribusiness, just do it. It starts from gradually like that, and before you realize, it becomes a viable business. At a point, you realize that it's good you started. Hi, my name's Gifty Dede Tetebaji, team lead and founder at Safe Haven Exclusive Foods. Ghana Grows Hope Day.
Grows Hope Day.
Introducing Betway's Bet Influencer, a groundbreaking feature where you can make money by just sharing codes. He just needs to share his codes and make money. The more his codes are used, the more money he makes. Oh yes, so what are you waiting for? Anyone can be a bet influencer. Share your codes and make money. Bet Influencer, another world first from Betway.
This advert has been approved by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. Betway, get way more.
Mini Ojo, from the connection man. The OPBR Meso too. Come. Miss Pacho Mishabusu Kanka. Kukawi. See what kiosk number 22. That's all your brajo. Oh, that's so too. So, yes. Mommy, you show our unya so well. Hello. You show our uko boats. See what last stop. That's all your Sister Rose. Hold up. Sister Rose, Miss no customer. So to the mommy. Also, unya so spot. See what circle. Boys, me, Nyanya walk up. You sound. Bro, I had the info from 6 p.m. Shut. That's so too.
When we connect our energies, great things happen. Connect to a world of amazing and endless possibility with Telecel. Telecel, connecting lifestyle, connecting passions, connecting dreams.
Telecel, connecting energies.
Michael has been exceptional, surpassed all his targets. Let's hear from this year's Staff of the Year.
This would be possible without a strong relationship. You've been with me through university. All those days of studying together just to ace those tests, which we did, by the way. And those days of the side hustles. You were there. All of these have prepared me for this moment. Cowbell Coffee has been there with me every single step of the way.
For the big days and the seemingly ordinary, creamy Cowbell Coffee is with you every moment.
This advert is FDA approved.
The all-new season of your favorite evening talk show is here.
You need to work to be able to get what you want.
Can I think get what off?
If a man understands that the woman's makeup, sexual makeup, is not same as mine, I need it every 2 days. In fact, some men need it every day.
The Dish returns on your screens with more laughter, inspiration, and powerful conversations with progressive women than ever before.
They are my brothers, they are my friends.
In trying to please people, you begin to lose yourself. You get to a point where you don't even know who you are anymore. And then people start to define.
This season, we're diving deeper into real-life issues affecting women, unfiltered and raw. We're addressing challenges faced by women in our society.
I'm like, how do I want to be in a place where I wake up every day and I have marks, my face is swollen, or something has happened to me some way or the other, and I'm supposed to be covering up and giving an excuse for someone who's doing that to me? It doesn't feel good.
Join us every week as we sit down with incredible women, each with their own stories to share.
If you read my caption, that was
Rosamond, I brought you here to have an interview, and that's what we're going to do.
Stories that will move you, challenge you, and leave you thinking long after the show.
Owning your sexuality is understanding and being aware of your individual energy. It's more than the physical. It's the energies that you also come with into this universe.
From the triumphs to the struggle, we're covering it all.
At the point where I realized that my auntie needed some particular help, I said, no, I have to stand up and talk about mental health.
Get ready for thought-provoking conversations, inspiring guests, and a whole lot of heart. This is The Dish, where women lead the conversation. Don't miss out.
The Dish is presented by Epiglow.
Step into the world of fashion, where creativity meets innovation and beauty goes hand in hand with style. On Fashion Wednesday, we delve into the journeys of influential voices in the fashion and beauty industries here in Ghana. From emerging designers to seasoned professionals, we explore their stories, their crafts, and vision for fashion's future. Get the inside scoop on the latest trends, expert styling tips, and beauty hacks to elevate your look. Join me every week as we celebrate the art, the passion, and the people behind the scenes who make fashion more than what we just wear. This is Fashion Wednesday, where fashion comes to life. Catch Fashion Wednesday every Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. on MX24 TV.
Drama, betrayal, faith, forbidden love. What would you do when life writes a chapter you didn't ask for? Every broken pen has a story to tell. Every story has a lesson to learn. But the question is, how do you fix it? The Broken Pen Show is back. Real stories, raw truths, and maybe, just maybe, the answers you've been looking for. Hi, ladies. Hi. Your story isn't over. Let's fix it together with a cold glass of Nax cocktail. Catch the Broken Pen Show every Thursday at 8 p.m. only on MX24 TV. My name is Yavita, and I am your host. Cheers.
Yeah, welcome back to the AM Club right here on MX24. My name is Miriam Uduak-Mensah. We're getting into our stories for this morning. Big conversations. We're about to get into our news review segment, okay? Very important thing to tell you. Now, MX24 is doing something amazing, and we are recruiting. If you want to be a part of this wonderful, young, vibrant team, well, this is a message for you. Are you smart, strategic, and sales savvy? Then MX24 wants you on our team. We're on the lookout for professionals and fresh graduates who are passionate about media sales and content monetization. This is your chance to work in a fast-paced, creative environment where ideas turn into real impact. If you're ready to grow with a vibrant media brand, send your CV via WhatsApp to 059 2292 746. That is 059 2292746, or just connect with us. Just come through the Mix 24 studios on Leander Street, East Legon, Accra, Ghana, and drop your CV. Let's get connected. Let's build something big together, okay? That's right. Now, Jibu says they have something amazing for you. With Jibu Water, staying refreshed has never been easier. Jibu Water provides clean, healthy water you can trust as your go-to source for drinking and cooking. With our options of our innovative 20-liter bottle that come with the tap, 18.9-liter bottles, your dispensers will have a breath of new life as our clean and hygienic Jibu water flows through them for your consumption. Whether you need a cool drink to quench your thirst or fresh cooking water to make your meals taste its best, Jibu water is the answer to your clean water needs. Now, order for yours today. Call us on 020 9845817. That's 020 9845817, or visit our website at www.jibuco.com/GH for more information about our brand, Jibu Water. We say a better life. Now, Equity Future Health Plan, that's the Equity Adachi Apomodane. Your health is your greatest asset, and planning for future medical needs is essential. The Equity Future Health Plan is a long-term health savings and insurance solution designed to provide financial security for you and your loved ones, of course, your medical expenses, your future medical expenses, with flexible contribution options. This plan ensures that you or your loved ones are covered in times of need, whether it's routine checkups, specialized treatments, or emergency care. You can enjoy peace of mind knowing that your health care is secured. By subscribing to the Future Health Plan, you gain a structured health savings fund, access to top-tier medical care, financial protection against unforeseen health expenses. Start planning for a healthier tomorrow today. Contact us on 050-6807-910 or 050-996-9010 to enroll today. Equity Health Insurance, we say always here for you. Now let's get into our conversation. Our guest is seated, Bernard Agbemo Eduji, Tema West NDC Communication Team member. Good morning.
Hi, Mimi. Good morning.
I'm very well, thank you. Good morning. What's going on? I like your representation of your green.
Thank you very much. Yeah,
everything good?
The green is delivering better governance to the citizens of Ghana. Let me begin by saying good morning to you and our very good viewers.
Yes.
It's been a while.
Yeah. Yes.
But I'm happy to be here.
Tell your party come to power, so you're not even looking for me. You're not thinking about your sister. How is my sister? How is my sister Ferry? Let me go.
I've been watching the show, so I know very well.
You know I'm good.
Yes. So.
Awesome. Well, let's get into our conversation for this morning. We will be later joined by our representatives from the MPP, but we'll kickstart the conversation. Now, I saw the story when my producers sent the stories to me and we're looking it up, and I thought it was a bit too... I think I was trying to tell my colleagues earlier that, why is the story written this way? From bulldozing to bill begging, Wontumi conversation. You saw it as well. And I thought it was really dramatic. Whoever wrote that story from Joy News, you're shady. I get it. I'm going to call you and we'll have a conversation, okay? I thought that was pretty shady, but okay. It's Wontumi's time, so we're going to talk about him. I think so he was arrested. Subsequently, we heard that the bail arrangements were out, which was quite huge. The minority in Parliament went out to sit on the ground in front of Yoko, making sure to protest against what they term as unlawful arrest and holding Wontumi against, all the legal, structures that are available. And subsequently, we heard that the bail terms have been met. However, he's still in Yoko's custody. We're looking at this case unfold the way it is. And I think earlier this morning, my colleague and I were talking about the fact that all these things are exposing a certain fabric of our society that we didn't think existed in the very supposedly decent fabric of society that we live in terms of, a good number of individuals being dragged by Yoko, by the national security, just for corruption and corruption-related activities. Let's stay on Wontumi a little bit with regards to some of the charges that have been leveled against him. Fraud. I also know I saw money laundering. laundering and a few other charges. Let's speak to that issue a little bit from your end.
Thank you very much, Mimi, and good morning to our viewers. Once again, good morning to the president of the land, the man I proudly campaigned for. And today I walk shoulders high, knowing that he's doing very well. You know, Ghanaians are happy. A report by Global Info Analytics, Musa Dankwe's survey indicated, I think some few weeks ago, that quite a huge number of respondents. And I believe that that sample was representative. So we can generalize to the entire population. So about 70% or more of Ghanaians think that the country is in the right direction. Just few months before, the opposite was the case, the reverse. 70% of Ghanaians thought the country was in the right direction, the wrong direction, under the then President Akufo-Addo. But today, confidence is restored. The government is delivering. The dollar has, depreciated against the cedi. Dollar is now selling at 10 cedis. Coming down to 9 cedis. Which is worrying people, affecting,
It's affecting us.
Of course, it's affecting. But
it's affecting our Boga people.
The general population, the majority are benefiting. Prices are coming down. Diamond cement is now selling around 85 cedis.
I guess it's
down from 115 cedis. It's time to build. It's time to buy some furniture. Orca Deco has reduced prices. Some retail shops have also done same. And so, just last week, transport fares were reduced by 50%.
But not implemented because some drivers...
This morning I had to pay transport fare, so I know that it's been implemented yet. It's been reduced. So yes, the population is happy. A lot of people are happy. And that is what we want. Like I said, I work shoulders high. Today I brag that, yes, I campaign for a president who is delivering. And that is all. Ghanaians don't want much. Just respect our plight. In fact, the salaries of public sector workers were increased by just 10%. But have you heard anybody complaining? Because they understand the situation. The president is telling them the right things, and they can see visibly evident that the president is doing the right things. So everybody is happy. When was the last time you heard citizens complaining? The cost of living is reducing. And this is what we want. The security agencies are cracking down on crime. We've heard of so many arrests, And this is what we want. So I am happy to be here. I sat here and campaigned for President John Mahama. You were having your doubts. How are we sure that when there's a change in government?
You do remember that?
I do very well.
Because I didn't want my young people to be dragged into another murky situation of a government.
Yes. And I'm happy that President Mahama, if you listen to him very well, this is his legacy term. He's doing all the right things. He's rewriting, all the wrong things. And then he's making sure that law works. We are in the rule of law. Let me now zoom into Chema to me.
Yes.
I don't understand the minority. I saw a funny video yesterday. When the MPs were sitting on the floor.
And someone did a voiceover.
So they are entertaining us in a way. I'm happy.
Wow.
There is rule of law.
That's their plight. You're laughing.
Law is working in this country now. Years ago, a president vindicated Chema Wuntumi without any investigations. This man has been accused of destroying our environment through illegal mining, destroying our forest reserves. The president acquitted him without any investigation. And that is why some of us are advocates for democracy and multi-party system. In fact, it is through multi-party system that today Wuntumi is being investigated because there's a change in government. And so the previous government thought that it was not necessary, there was no crime. But today there's a new government, there's a new party who think that things as this must be investigated. And when there is any evidence of wrongdoing, the person will be put behind bars or, will face the force of the law. And so the law is working. The minority has not been able to tell us the lawlessness in the arrest of Chema Wuntumi. Chema Wuntumi was arrested.
Arrest is witch hunting.
What is witch hunting about that? You just mentioned money laundering. That is one of the charges against him. This man has been destroying our forest reserves. Look, I live in a mining community, so I understand the implications of illegal mining. You should listen to doctors the babies with deformities are pregnant women, what they are going through, drinking contaminated waters. And this man has been accused. And you say that, I mean, it is unlawful to investigate him. He's been arrested. He's been granted bail. They struggle to meet the bail condition. Maybe if a law enforcement agency picks you up on the account of a wrongdoing and they grant you a bail on with some conditions within 24, 48 hours, as the law suggests, and you are not able to meet the bail condition, you can't accuse the law enforcement agency of, you know, holding you beyond the limit. And it is because you've not been able to meet the bail condition. If you were able to do that, you wouldn't have still been in their custody. So the minority has no case. In fact, you should really be listening to the minority. Listen to the lawyer to Chema Wuntumi, Andy Appiah-Kubi. I've been listening to Appiah-Kubi very well. He said the process has been fair, Iyoko has conducted themselves very well, and there is no wrongdoing. In fact, when they finally met the bail condition, they realized that there was a lawsuit, and so they are trying to resolve that to get him released. So, in fact, the lawyer, who is also a member of the MPP, thinks that there is no wrongdoing. Iyoko has conducted themselves very well. And so why should we be listening to Afenyo Markin and co? They've not been able to tell us in any way what Iyoko has done wrong. They've not been able to tell us that the bail condition... In fact, you mentioned that the bail condition was too harsh. 50 million. To you and I were saying too harsh. But this is a man who, some few months ago, was on live TV flaunting his wealth. He claims to be wealthier than John Mahama and his brother.
But he was wealthy until his accounts were frozen, isn't it? His accounts have been frozen, so how is he going to release all of those monies to sort
somebody
his bill out?
To have businesses.
But his business have been clamped up just
and all of that.
And now,
somebody wanted to buy my football team. The team that I support, Chelsea Football Club in England. Somebody wanted to buy Chelsea, who claims he's worthier than Ibrahim Mahama. He's now crying over 50 million.
Let's be fair.
I mean,
his
Namwa, do you know how much Namwa was granted bail? And the Kobna Dufour and co. Huge amount, more than 50 million. Nobody made noise. What was the minority? When Namwa was granted a bail condition more than 50 million, they didn't think that was too much. But some way, somehow, Chema Wuntumi, because he's a politician, they are trying to cover him up. And Mimi, I get very worried. In 2017, the now MP for Kwadaso, Professor Kingsley Nyako, he was my lecturer. He taught me national development, psychology for national development. And he knew I was on the other side. So one of the NDC executives was picked up, and he came. My friend, won't you go and support him? Because a lot of NDC supporters had trooped to the CID to, support the accused person. And I said, no, I believe in the rule of law. I believe in due process. If the state thinks that this person, and the person is Koko Anyidoho, can you imagine? So I would have left my lecture, go and support Koko Anyidoho, who today is even fighting the party. So I don't think that people should be, showing this kind of loyalty, misplaced priority. You go and be supporting somebody who has been alleged of crimes like money laundering and destruction of our environment. And you think that is right because he's a politician. If we are saying that we want to fight crime, then let's deal with these issues. Let's isolate the issue. The person might be a politician, but that doesn't mean that they cannot be investigated unless we are not serious about fighting crime. But if we say we want to crack down on crime, let's be picking on the people who are indeed perpetrating these crimes, regardless of their political affiliation. And that is why, like I said, I support multi-party democracy. Otherwise, Chema Wuntumi and co would have been working free.
But do you not think that the bigger fight is actually because they feel that their members are being, harassed? I mean, looking at the arrest leading to even Chema Wuntumi. And listen, I sat here with you and said that one of the things that His Excellency John Dramani Mahama was campaigning behind, which was the oral thing, should be implemented in his first 100 days. Let's see who can be arrested. Let's see who should go to jail. Let's see who actually, run this country down. Right? And we advocated for that. But then again, we're seeing some of these things happen and we're asking, is it genuinely after people who have committed crimes, or this is just payback time?
You know, that is why I said that I am happy that we are practicing a multi-party democracy. Times past, the government didn't see any reason to prosecute people who have been accused of wrongdoings in his government. Akufo-Addo, he acquitted Chairman Wontumi. In fact, Cecilia Dapan and Co, they are working free people. The state didn't find it important to prosecute these people. So who do you expect to come and prosecute them? Of course, when there's a change in government, because the previous administration didn't do it, and the citizens are demanding accountability. So if you think it is political witch hunting, so be it. But I don't see it.
I don't think.
I don't think it is political witch hunting. But of course, who should have investigated Chairman Wontumi?
Okay, so listen, there's a bigger conversation, because you see, this is where the issue is. But before we get into what I'm about to say, I want us to welcome on the show my very good friend. He's ready to, the way he's come, I'm scared. When I see him come like this, I'm not very happy. Our friend from the MPP, he's the MPP Communications team member, Ibrahim Guma. Good morning. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm good. It's been a while.
Yes.
Let me first of all say a very big good morning to your cherished viewers across the world. And I traveled a bit, that's why I haven't been on the show.
This your
yes.
thing? What does it mean? Because I hear moving the calf from one side to the other, there are meanings to it.
Yeah. I mean, there's a very significant definition to this.
So what is it?
The way I folded it shows that I'm not a royal. So if it is a royal, somebody from a royal home, he would have folded it right to show, or either a royal or somebody very powerful in the society folded right and all of that.
A powerful person in the society, so on the right.
we are climbing. We are climbing.
That's the point.
Yes.
So we're speaking on the Chairman Wontumi case, but before before I hand over to you, what I was going to tell you was that we see security agencies and the country's security appraisers, and we're looking at them being able to go after crimes, whether or not there's a party in power, that has its, people committing certain crimes. Why do we have to wait? Because that's what they're there for. These investigations, this OSP office was meant to be able to to prosecute some of these crimes if they existed. Why are we seeing it in opposition? Why do we have to depend on another party to prosecute the other?
That wasn't the case in when the NDC was in power. President Mahama,
so?
Oh yes, Victoria Hammer was dismissed by President Mahama for just making some wishes.
Yes.
Abuga Pele and Co, it was President Mahama who actually started the prosecution process before Akufo-Addo came to complete it. So President Mahama is not known for covering up wrongdoing. But we saw an administration that was just not interested in investigating anybody who belongs to their camp. So Chairman Wontumi, Cecilia Dapan, Ken Ofori-Atta and Co. The president thought there was no wrongdoing. And in fact, law enforcement agencies, who are you to act? You'll be dismissed. They will send you somewhere. Look at Manasseh Zuri and Co. All of them fled the country. Some lost their voices. In fact, some people thought that during Akufo-Addo's tenure, people were quiet. It was not that they were quiet. There was an intolerance to divergent views. And so everybody was afraid. People were scared to speak out.
Okay. All right.
And that is why law enforcement agencies could not conduct their investigations. Now, look at, the special prosecutor. Oh, I love him, Kise Jabe.
Wow.
When he was addressing the media on the Ken Ofori-Atta case, you could see, the facial expression, some form of freedom and liberty to now act. You remember why our very good friend, Martin Aminu, resigned? Because he wasn't allowed to function very well. He wasn't given the freedom. And so persons like Martin Amidu, they will resign. But Kise Jabe, he was there, he was hanging on there, believing that, freedom will come soon. When I watched that press conference, I was like, wow, I love this man.
Okay.
You could see the smile, the confidence, the delivery and everything. You could see that this man has the backing of the state. So it is about whether the state will allow the law enforcement agencies to function. Under Akufo-Addo, we didn't see that.
Okay.
You were scared. You know, people, they'll even write love letters acquainting the people. But now, Mahama wants the law enforcement agencies to work. They have their freedom, they have their liberty, and they are independent to carry out their investigation. And the state will not interfere whatsoever. If you are found culpable, you will face the full rigors of the law.
All right. So that is quite clear to us. We're still waiting on how these issues unfold. Today, as we speak, the former finance minister is supposed to present himself to OSP, but he's not able to do it in person, and he has requested for a virtual meet, and hopefully we are able to, you know, make progress. Again, we're in a technological age where we can make some of these things possible. I'm going to have you speak on that later on. So we're still waiting on the development on that story. But we're going to have you speak on the Wontumi case. Currently, he's still in the custody of EOCO, and that's obviously because there has been a suit that has been discovered, and they have to go through that process. I'm thinking, listen, bail has been met. Let the person go. Let's follow that suit separately, you know. I don't know how it works, but then I'm assuming that these suits can go independently without having to hold the man in Yoko's custody. But that's my opinion. What do you make of this entire arrest and process of Wontumi?
Okay, thank you once again for the opportunity.
You're welcome.
When I came, or when I was even on my way, I was following the Facebook Live. I listened to my brother from the other side rattle on the issues. I sat here, listened to him, rattle on the Wontumi issues, and claiming to sound patriotic and somebody who loves our democracy and all of that. I like to see that, and I would hope to see him sound safe in 2029, inshallah, when government changes. See, I have sat on your shoe and have told your viewers time and time again that I'm all out for democracy. I'm all out for fighting corruption. Because if Okudzeto Ablakwa promised that Ora was going to recover $20 billion for us from Ora, Operation Recover All Loot, meaning loot that belonged to the state, that individuals have stolen that loot. Even if you are a witch, you would support when monies are being recovered into the country to help us develop our country. It's been half a year, January up to today. In fact, and not even a proper charges has been labeled against anyone. Today, they charge only Edibuahin, the Commander Edibuahin of Signals Bureau. And if you follow the case, you would agree that they were pressured to go to court, and now they even struggle to get witnesses to come and defend their case. But that's just another issue altogether. Let's come to Wontumi. Wontumi is the regional chairman of our strongest hold, MPP. Wontumi, as we are all aware, has never served as a minister of this country. He has never served as a board member or MD or anything that has to do with government position. Wontumi's only crime today is that he's a regional chairman to a political party. Wontumi is best described as a private man. That is, he operates in the private sector, just like myself. He runs his businesses, and then that's how he has been. And there's a precedent of how Wontumi was held. Over 200 excavators belonging to Wontumi were burnt down by the then John Mahama government in 2013 when he was into his mining. Today we are in government, they are in government, and prior to coming to government, you could hear from them utterances regarding to how people like Wontumi were their target, and they were going to deal with them and all of that. If Wontumi is found guilty of anything that he's mentioning money laundering, he's mentioning fraud and all of that. You see, these people, when Dr. Ayini began his press conference style of prosecution, I was like, whoa, they are misleading the fine lawyer to begin to claim a lawyer, claim the judge, and claim the court, because he's in the court of public opinion. He's already passing judgment on people and calling people criminals and all of that. That's just by the way. When Wontumi was picked up, no, Wontumi was first invited by CID. He honored on Monday. He was called to come the other day. That's Tuesday. He went, and on his way, going home to rest, 4 vehicles crossed him and picked him up. Everybody saying a Rambo style. He was beyond Rambo style. However, he was taken to the Iyoko headquarters, and he has been there. In fact, it took more than 48 hours before even this whole bail issues conversation began. In fact, according to the lawyers, they found it very difficult even accessing the bosses of Iyoko within the time frame that the Constitution had allowed him, as far as the Article 14 of our Constitution talks about. When this whole bail condition was brought on board, he's here saying Wontumi was flaunting his wealth and all of that. Wontumi's accounts, everything has been frozen. And the fact that Wontumi has even been taken to custody, Wontumi cannot be the one providing sureties. People have to. That's what our bail conditions are. If you are picked up, people, families and friends have to bring assets worth that. And it is not even physical cash that you're going to pay. It's going to be properties worth that amount of money or more that you have to bring to meet that. And 50 million is not small money. It's not a small amount of money. But that's just by the way. When he was picked up, you hear them commentaries. I mean, even they didn't leave the work to the security couples to tell her what exactly was the issue. Their Deputy Attorney General went to his Facebook page and Twitter, and then he's stating that Wontumi is liable in corruption of this and that.
For me,
it's
very problematic, but we're going to get that into
he went to Facebook page and started rattling, and I was like, oh, come on. As a legal student, what I understand is that if you are the Deputy Attorney General of our state, and I am found guilty, or you think I am found in money laundering, I'm found in corruption and all of that, what you do is that you file charges against me in the Superior Court of Judicature or a court of competent jurisdiction. Go in to prove yourself and allow the accused or the suspect to present their lawyer to come and defend their case. This man has been taken to police custody, the Iyoko custody. He's been more than 48 hours today. And you are now telling us on Facebook that these are the reasons. Initially, it was that he's owing Cocoa Road loan or money. The next excuse was that he was owing money from Exim Bank. And I was like, but Wontumi wasn't the CEO of Ghana Cocoa Board. If he was a contractor and he receives money, must the state leave the one who awarded the contract to him that you describe as illegal and chase the contractor? Then they say, oh, he's owing Exim Bank money. And I say, Wontumi wasn't the CEO of Exim Bank. Wontumi, if indeed Wontumi received money, he was only a recipient of that loan. And the state cannot carry the whole state apparatus, chasing a single man, arresting him, locking him out because he owed a loan. I mean, it makes no sense. Then the new development, just to spice up this whole conversation, they are writing on Facebook about corruption and money laundering and all of that. Go to court. Charge him to court. Allow him to bring his lawyers to defend himself. But what is happening? What is happening is that there is nothing like prosecution. There's nothing currently like prosecution. What we are seeing, rather, is persecution.
I see.
Political persecution, political witch hunting, to wash scandals that are already befalling them. What am I saying? We had Honorable Okudzeto Ablakwa in opposition swearing to the heavens that should he come to government and become a government minister or any appointee, and any of his government member flies out of this country or into this country with a rented private jet, he was going to resign. And within that period, the vice president had returned from UK in a Vesta jet worth $20,000 per hour. And that was the trending conversation in this country. And what could they do? They started this trend in March. Whenever ECG containers are missing, they arrest somebody to cover up so that the news trend changes. Whenever issues about cocaine, where we begin to get strange light out at the airport at a particular moment, and within the area of the aircraft, air-made aircraft, and the issues of cocaine and all of that, they chase the innocent reverend man with all the Rambo style just to get him locked up so that they could change the trend. This is a very intolerant government. He's here saying they are gagging, we are gagging, MPP was gagging. Look, what is happening here? They've broken their own record of intolerance. They've broken their own record of trying to sue people. Look, Bryce Simmons of Imani Africa, the man that, look, you may hate him, but when it comes to dissenting views and presenting his facts about issues of conflict of interest, Bryce Simmons had just written an article about Ibrahim Mahama on issues about Galamsey and all of that, like gold mining. Ibrahim Mahama has sued him 10 million.
And he has the rights too.
Yes, what I'm just
because he was being defamed.
I've not said he doesn't have the rights.
Now.
The things that Kenneth Oretta is being accused of,
yes.
A lot of the things that he's being accused of, they are all, a lot of them has to do with the issues of conflict of interest and the fact that his relationship with the president then, and the fact that his bank and all of these things.
Yes.
Look, I don't know.
But was it not conflict of interest if you think about it?
No, what I'm trying to say.
Having your bank be in the middle of transactions for...
No, his bank is still listed, even in this government. The Editor Bank has been listed as part of the banks that advises government upon government since 1996.
So if the government, again, the bank is owned by the finance minister, do you not see why a Ghanaian will be worried that the finance minister owns a company that is in the very core of the development of this country when it comes to finances?
No, the bank only offers, the bank among many banks only offers advice to the government in terms of its external loan acquisition. I don't think there was any core role the bank was playing in this country. But that's just aside. Let's deal with the issues of the want-to-me issue. What I'm simply telling you is that this government finds ways of arresting people without charging them. They just arrest you, Rambo, and turn the news that, oh, all right, we are arresting people. And look, let's get serious in this country. Tell the NDC, let's tell the NDC government, headed by Cecil John Dramani Mahama, that we expected that he had learned some lessons from opposition. He had only come to gag very prudent voices. He had only come to make sure that the scandals that Okujato is still working and calling himself minister, who resigned on principle, they have decided to wash that by arresting Wontumi, decided to detain him for a week. I mean, mention extraneous figures like 50 million. Look, let me tell you, if the MPP had not even been careful in how quick they come out with these sureties, amount to the 50 million Ghana cedi, do you know what would have happened? What? These people, if an individual had just come giddy to say he's taking everything, they would make sure that Wontumi is bail and they'll go and chase that individual again to arrest him. And look, this is their strategy. And this young man should understand that his government that has come today is not prosecuting Wontumi, but they are persecuting Wontumi. Wontumi was not a member of the government of Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo.
Okay,
and if indeed Wontumi was involved in money laundering, CID had been inviting him, he never declined it. So what happens to the investigation CID is doing? Now Yoko has taken over by arresting him.
The way we look, the way we're seeing it, honestly, funny. I think we have to now patiently wait for the outcome of this issue when it comes to Wontumi. My only problem, again, will be that the ways in which, and I'm directing this to you, and if this is, I don't intend advising, but it's a concern, and if it's taking in good faith, that would really help. The ways in which we see government officials, government appointees in offices that have, because of digital age, have their own websites and platforms, social media platforms. I believe most of the government institutions have their own social media platforms. The way heads of these institutions are using their own platforms, their own private platforms to disseminate messages. It's not looking professional.
And they are PR departments for their agencies.
You have PR departments
what is happening?
To communicate on behalf of these agencies. So I'm wondering why Samuel Okudzeto-Ablakwa will send a message about closing down the consulate in Washington on his own social media platforms. Lawyer Srimsai, Deputy Attorney General, disseminate a message this sensitive on his own social media platform. I find it very, very worrying. And so again, I believe that, and this is my child's mind to you, I do not think it's very professional. I get it that you did build a following in opposition, so you think that you should communicate to your people what you're doing at work, but you are professional. You are in your office now. Use the appropriate quarters to communicate. You have a PR departments in these offices. You don't even have to do all of these.
By our taxes.
And we're paying them, by the way. Let me just say that. So I'm just worried about that, on how communication is going on. We meet our very honorable in communications and digitalization, communicating on his own social media platforms. That's not very nice. So please, let's work on that.
Not even stopping you. When we're in government, the issues about the private jet and all of that, Dominic Nitu, who was the then defense minister, made sure that the PR department of defense ministry constantly, through the office, the communications directorate at the Jubilee House, constantly updated the state and the state of our aircraft and all of that. Today, Omanebo Amai goes to his Facebook and write that Akufo-Addo destroyed the airplane, and then even the fuel tanker is corroded.
I think we're going to let that go. So no one can force CJ, the Chief Justice, to resign. She was set her right. Godfred Yeboah-Dame is speaking on behalf of the estranged Chief Justice. So former Attorney General Godfred Yeboah-Dame has insisted that the processes regarding the ongoing removal proceedings against suspended Chief Justice Gertrude Araba Tokonu are flawed, and he stands by that. Now, Mr. Dame also serves as a Chief Justice, lawyer, argues that due processes and constitutional principles have been disregarded. He said this outside the court after, last week's session, and so we're still on this case of the Chief Justice's removal or suspension, and we all know that this is a very big case. It's very sensitive, and we pray that, personally, if you ask me what I wish the outcomes are, is that she's not found guilty and put back. Because what we are, the kind of precedents we're trying to set is not to prove that there's wrongdoing in the judicial system. It's to say that indeed whoever is put there has, some level of integrity regarding their job, and she's supposed to be maintained. Because you know what that kind of precedents will set. Removing her means that we can actually remove any CJ if we want. And for me, I believe that if there are any wrongdoings, the person should be held accountable. But I pray that she's found not guilty and put back in state. So we know that, there's some level of sanity, regains, some level of trust in the judicial system. But from where you sit, speak to this issue for me.
Thank you. Before I come to this, I think your concerns are valid, but I have not really... but I've seen the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, I follow them, issue some communiques here and there. I think they even issued a communique when the embassy was reopened. I'm sure I saw something like that. So it is not only that the ministers involved, update or, communicate through their social media. I think even the agencies and the ministries also do some form of communication. But I think this is, a genuine concern.
Thank you.
But also my friend here mentioned that, to me, this bill came after 48 hours. That is never true. Untimi was picked up by Iyoko on Tuesday, right? And by Wednesday, the bill condition was set. That was 28. That was when the bill condition was set. How could 28 be more than 48 hours from Tuesday, 27th? That is not right in any way.
Thank you for clarifying that.
I wanted to correct that. They couldn't meet the bill until Friday, 30th. And so he's still there because, one, they couldn't mail the bill on time, and two, when they were able to do that, there was a lawsuit. So I said,
let me even correct that. Let me even correct that. On the issue of the lawsuit. I'm not interrupting. No, it's just an issue.
I could have come in so many times, but I wanted us to have.
No.
Okay, so then I'm going to have you. When he's done, you can correct.
It escaped me regarding the lawsuit. Okay. I'm just giving him some,
just give him a few minutes,
some small constitutional education on the lawsuit.
I'm also going to do that when he's
you're not going to do it. This is not a tit for tat. Let him just speak.
What I'm going to correct you is what is enshrined in the Constitution. Okay, which of course it wouldn't be my opinion. It's what the Constitution provides. Okay. The suit that was filed at the High Court by lawyer Gary Nimaku, who is a lawyer
for the MPP,
the legal what do you call it for the MPP, was not a suit, an injunction suit. It was a suit for variation, and it had no constitutional barrier or anything that prevented the Iyoko or whoever from going ahead with the inspection and all that the documents. And even Gary had come to clarify that, and corrected lawyer Andy Appiah-Kubi, who had made that impression that because a variation suit was filed, that is why he had to suspend the whole conversation around that. I think that was not the case, but I believe that, yes, it's an internal conversation, but I believe Uncle Andy Appiah-Kubi, as a then, had abandoned some of his legal appreciation of what a variation suit is all of that.
I'm sure you've made your point.
You see, anytime any member of the NPP wants to be objective, this is how they go after him. You want to tell me that Andy Appiah-Kubi, who has been practicing law for all these years, did not understand what legality or lawsuit would affect a bail condition being met and not? That is what he's trying to say. Look, you can say what they are doing.
Can we move on?
Look, put the politics. I've just educated you on the law. It's not the politics. It's not about how many years
you can say what they are doing to
This can escape you.
Anytime any member of the NPP wants to be objective, they attack him.
Yaho Tamakolo is not a member of the NPP.
He is a founding member of the NPP. Founding member status cannot be.
When did he found the NPP? When did he become a founding member?
Let's move.
He's not a member of the NPP, which is a public. Since 2012, he was a member. He left the NPP after
we can say he was a founding member. Anyway,
he's not a founding member.
Okay, let's correct. I mean, I don't belong to the NPP. So
he's not a founding member. I'm just correcting so that he doesn't say it somewhere.
Okay, all right, sir. Please go ahead.
Like I said, I am happy that today we are taking on wrongdoers, criminals. We are investigating people who were shielded from investigation in the previous administration.
You're speaking to the CJ's issue.
I'm still speaking to,
No, but you have to get into the CJ's issue. That's where we're at.
So yes, I am happy. If Chema Wuntimi is finally acquitted, let him go a free man.
Okay, you're done with
until then, let's allow due process to carry on. Okay. Now, this issue, you see, it is not John Mahama who will set any wrong precedent. The precedent has been set already. When Charlotte Osei was suspended, we don't even know, as now, we don't even know who the petitioners are. We don't even know who the petitioners are. But they found a prima facie case and went on to establish that indeed Charlotte Osei breached some procurement laws and what have you, and so it was enough to suspend her. And they actually did. So this is not the first time somebody of high, repute to be suspended or be investigated. Let me correct that impression first before we come to this. Godfrey Abu-Adame, the former Attorney General, an NPP, member, an NPP minister for that matter, who is now, it's funny. So when I think about it, it's funny. Who is now the lawyer for the CJ is telling us that the whole process is flawed. I am not a law student, I'm not a lawyer, but when I read the Constitution very well, I have not seen any single act that is illegal concerning the removal or the investigation or the suspension of the CJ. The law says that when the president receives a petition from any member of the public or institution, the president will forward same to a law student, so he should know better. The president will forward the same to the Council of State, and the Council of State would investigate or see if there is a prima facie case. Simply put, if there is any substance to the petitions or allegations, and so there should be an investigation. When we check the current composition of the Council of State, we have a former Chief Justice, Sophia Ekufu, in there. We have very experienced lawyers like the former, Speaker of Parliament, Do Ajaho, and other astute lawyers in there. And these people actually checked the petitions, and they could see that there was substance to some of them. And so they advised the president. The president says that, okay, I am acting according to the Constitution. I will form a committee. And the composition of that committee was spelled out by the Constitution. There should be judges of the Supreme Court and people who are not members of parliament or lawyers. That is exactly what the president did, forming the 5-member committee chaired by Justice Poaman to investigate, the allegations or the prima facie cases. Now, Godfrey Abu-Adame is telling us that this whole process is flawed. What about this process is lawless or illegal or flawed? So that we will understand that this and this and this. Until then, and in fact, I am happy that they've been able to go to court. The lawyer for Otafo, Esefua and Co, and other members of the public have gone to court to put an interlocutory injunction, and others, declare that the whole process is flawed and all of that. And a court of competent jurisdiction found no case, no substance in those petitions and threw them out. And so let's allow the process to continue. And like you, I also hope, genuinely hope, that she is proven innocent by the investigators or by the committee, so that she will come back. Because I've sat here before and I cried about the lack of or the allegations or the perceptions about our judiciary. The fact that our judiciary has been accused so many times of bias, unanimous, whatever, and all of that. I get so worried because this is the most important body, or one of the most important bodies of our governance structure. So we need to protect it. But that also does not mean that when members of the judiciary misconduct themselves, we should not subject them to investigation. How would we build a strong institution or judicial, system when we don't investigate some of these allegations to prove to the general public that indeed the person is innocent, or so that we'll correct the wrongs? So are they saying that we should allow the CJ to be there? The CJ herself, I've been told that, has actually suspended some lawyers of lower courts. Formed committees, followed the constitutional procedure, and got those judges suspended. He is a law student, so I'm sure he will know better. So why is it that members of the NPP today are crying foul about the whole process? There is nothing wrong about the whole process. If there is anything unconstitutional about the process, I'll be the first person to speak against it, because I've been talking about democracy, so you could understand that I am an advocate for democracy and rule of law. Any day, anytime, regardless of who is in power, regardless of who is facing the law. I am an advocate because that is what to put. Democracy is the only government system that can correct itself. So I am all for democracy. I'm all for the rule of law. So they should allow the system to play out. If it turns out that she's innocent, she should, go back to her position and continue her work. Otherwise, they should just allow the process to continue.
All right. My brother.
Yeah, so...
right, you've lost confidence in the entire conversation.
On the CJ issue, I think in this studio we've spoken extensively about the removal processes of our Chief Justice. And I wouldn't speak much about it. What I just want to say is that, first of all, he began by creating a narrative that an MPP, former minister, who is a lawyer to the Chief Justice, I think he was just trying to...
I was just stating facts. No. Godfrey Abuadame is the lawyer to the...
But there's not also... Let me also add my voice to say that, what, does that mean that he cannot practice or...
He can practice his
so why can't he be the lawyer to the CJ?
You know, he was complaining about the fact that some NDC lawyers are lawyers to the petitioners. I don't know if you've heard something like that. The fact that Chachuchi Kata is a lawyer to some of the petitioners and all of that. And I mean, if you, a party member, in fact, you are actually...
But who else will represent...
If you... We have lawyers who are apolitical. So there are lots of, lawyers who are apolitical. So you don't need Godfrey Abuadame. So if you think that it is morally right to represent the CJ, why would you have a problem with NDC lawyers?
Please go ahead.
The woman who is our Chief Justice has the right to an attorney or a lawyer as far as this removal process is concerned. I continue to indicate that the Chief Justice Office or the Supreme Court, I can say it's a very sensitive area. And it is the fourth arm of government after the executive. No, the third, sorry.
The third, actually.
After the executive, parliament, The judiciary is a third arm. And I indicated on your platform the last time that under President Rawlings, he received petitions against the Chief Justice then. Kufuor received some. Prof. Mills received some. Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo and even John Mahama I received petitions regarding the removal of Chief Justices. Just like the double salary scandal that we all expected that President Akufo-Addo was going to prosecute them. It is being disclosed that about 17 or 18 MPs were fingered in this whole double scandal allegation. The president then, Akufo-Addo, told the Chief Justice, no, the Attorney General then, that look at the number of political class individuals being fingered in this conversation. Allow them, if there will be a platform for plea bargain, allow them to come and engage in plea bargain. Whoever has indeed spent the money that belonged to the state, they should recoup the money. So that Parliament, which is the second arm of government, do not get an overwhelming prosecution of its members without allowing them to focus on it. So when you come to the right to personal liberty, there's always exceptions. Do you get what? Do you get it? And the president has the enormous constitutional authority to sometimes temper justice, especially depending on the sensitivity around a particular area. You get it? And allow for the other alternative procedures that would still let us achieve that same thing we are looking for. So on the issue of the Chief Justice, I said it on this platform that, look, beyond the politics, she is the third most important person in this country. And beyond taking a process of removing her.
Well, the Speaker of Parliament will disagree with you.
No, I'm coming.
The Speaker thinks he is the third. So
no,
he thinks, or is that what's supposed to be?
That's what it's supposed to be. So the President, the Vice President, the Speaker, and then the Chief Justice.
Okay, so the judiciary is the third most important institution. I think that's what he wanted me to say. The third most important institution in our country. And that only institution that becomes the final referee when the EC is unable to conduct a successful election, or the EC conducts a successful election by their electoral petitions. So looking at the sensitivity of her area, I believe that the president should have hastened slowly when it comes to these petitions.
And ignore
Not necessarily ignore. If indeed some of the petitions we are hearing rumors that there's some financial misappropriation of flying her husband and whoever outside the country, if it has, because we are not privy to the details of the petitions, but if it has to do with money or finances, I believe that looking at the sensitivity of where she finds herself, the president could have said, okay, if there's financial misappropriation, you have to pay that money back to the state. Look at the sensitivity so that we allow her to stay in her office until her retirement. Because he tried to compare that to the EC. No, that's very far, very distinct comparison. That we don't even need to get there to compare the Electoral Commission's salotoses to that. No, I am saying that just like President Akufo-Addo did to the double salary people, have looked at it.
Found a way to
there are alternative ways of dealing with the issue that will still serve our interests as a state. Then this whole politics and conversation of removing her, we will remove her, and then now the lawyer for the embattled Chief Justice filed cases at the Supreme Court challenging the whole processes. And I think he has not had opportunity to read what the lawyer had indicated in it by just rubbishing it. There are very serious issues, including
rubbish. The court
including. Let me just.
Okay, so I think our time is fast spent.
Yes.
I've been signaling you since. But again, I think you've made your point. I think in entirety we've all made our points regarding this CJ issue. I keep telling you that we're keeping our tabs on these conversations. We make sure to understand where it is coming from, where it will end. I personally, I'm just over it. I'm like, listen, let's just get this over and done with. We still have a lot more important things to handle, you know, especially because this particular conversation is very sensitive. I think I want it to end anytime soon so that we get our results and know what we're dealing with, whether we have our CJ or we're going to have a new one. But then again, make sure to stay with us on all our social media platforms and also our website to keep you posted and updated on what the development on these stories are going to be. Gentlemen, thank you so much for coming. I always wish we had more time to get into some of these conversations, but we're going to, I'm telling you, I'm fighting very hard to make more time for us. But to you out there, thank you so much for always joining us right here on the News Review segment on Mondays. Make sure to connect with us on all our social media platforms. Again, it's MX24GH on all social media platforms. We're moving straight to the plug right after this.
Hi, my name is Ruki. I'm a TV host and a self-styled chef. Cooking is my ultimate passion and it's something I would say is my calling. Now, for those who cook a lot like me, there's one fact they'll always state. Ingredients decide how tasty your food is. And for me, the game-changing ingredients is water. Tap water at the moment is not the best option considering what's going on in the country. Also, such as water can taste weird and produce too much waste, so it's a no-no for me. My #1 choice for cooking is Jibu water. Cooking with Jibu water enhances the flavor of your food. And it's not just that. Unlike other brands where you have to pour it from a heavy bottle, the 20-liter dispenser bottle comes with a tap that makes things so easy. So you see how simple it is with Jibu? Cooking with Jibu gives you big flavors and great taste without all the stress. Remember to cook with Jibu.
Jibu, transforming opportunity to thrive.
Welcome to Deluxe Experience Ghana, your trusted partner in creating unforgettable events. From breathtaking stage designs to dazzling lighting solutions, we bring your vision to life with precision and creativity. Our expert event planning and consultation services ensure every detail is taken care of so you can enjoy a stress-free experience. Capture every moment with our professional photography, videography, and live streaming services because every memory deserves to be cherished. Transform your event venues into a masterpiece with our exquisite interior lighting and permanent designs tailored to suit your style and theme. At Deluxe Experience Ghana, we don't just plan events, we create experiences. Let's make your next event extraordinary. Deluxe Experience Ghana. Think events, think Deluxe. Contact us today on 0267 83 7006 or 0545 03 8620 and 0545 03 7520. Deluxe Experience Ghana. Think events, think Deluxe.
no quarifo echo nyame ye wa odia wo yo no quarifo echo nyame ye wa odia wo yo no quarifo echo Amishu Yeswa Media Mashardini Media Mewo Yeswa Mewa Tinina Osumbo Senadi Minya Yasinya Meni Nara Media Namishu Yeswa Mashardini Media mewo Yeshua mewa dinina osumbo chenadi mewa Yeshua mewa Yesu oh mewa Yeshua mewa dinina awo Yeshua oh yini Yesu Osumbo Senadi Media Miwa Yesua Miwa Yesu Oh Miwa Yesu Miwa Dinina Awo Yesu Ohini Yesu Osumbo Senadi Yesu Sumiwo Osumbo Janadi Osumiwo Osumbo Janadi Yesu Sumiwo Osumbo Janadi Osumiwo Nina Osumbo Janadi Yesu Sumiwo Osumbo Janadi Yesu Sumiwo Osumbo Janadi Yesu sumibo osumbo chanadi osonya sasi yafoni Yesu onuno kura adini dem adini shane sa mewa Yesu mewa si osonya sasi yafoni Yesu onuno kura adini nemu adini na shenisa wa Yesu wa mesemi wa Yesu Osumbo Chenadi Yesu sumiwo Osumbo Chenadi Yesu sumiwo Osumbo Chenadi Inti uja wa hindi ni wenyonya Ube ujimi kwa wa Calvary Na wine cry Notisha wo Nyamea uti moda Yasi ujai wa hindi ni wenyonya Ube uji mi kwa wa Calvary Moda, Uti Moda, Osatrada, Uyo Nyamia Wokasama Posotiedi, Uti Moda, Osatrada, Uyo Nyamia Wokasama Posotiedi, Uti Moda. Saturday, Uyo Nyamia, Wakasama Pasotieti, Uti Wada, the unchanging God, on Saturday, Uyo Nyamia, Wakasama Pasotieti, Uti Wada, on Saturday.
Yes, what a worship. What a worship time. And I keep on saying this. I mean, if you were a man or a woman of the spirit, you understand what is happening. I wish I could remove my shirt for you to see. Like, we see goosebumps all over me because, I mean, trust me, this is eternal. Yeah. But I've got Atu Peter Edem inside the studios here with me. He's here with his keyboardist. What's the name of your keyboardist again?
Derek Finn.
Derek Finn.
Yeah.
Finn. Have you heard the name Finn before? But anyways, good to have you inside the studios. You took us to a different level, and I know you keep on taking us, you know, right here inside the studio. But someone would have heard Atu and not Atu.
Oh.
So which word?
Atu.
It's Atu.
Yeah, Atu.
A-T-T-U.
Yes. Please.
Oh, okay, fantastic. All right, okay. So, if I should ask, what does Atu? What do you do? What would you say?
I'm basically a worshiper.
Okay.
All I do is worship.
All you do is worship. Just worship God.
Just worship.
Oh, I like that. I like that. I like that. I like that. Just worshiping God. Fantastic. So, which church are you part of?
I fellowship with Revival Restoration Center Assemblies of God.
Okay.
Located at Roma Ridge. And my head pastor is Apostle Dr. Alex Nkrumah. Yeah. Basically.
The Nkrumah family, we salute you. Papa, wherever you are, we salute you. We salute you. I mean, lovely family. I love them to bits. Anyways, so when it comes to worship, I mean, how did you find yourself in the worship space? Because, you know, some people, I mean, in church, they'll say, oh, I'm not the worshiper type. I'm this, I do that. But for you, it's solely worship. So how did you find yourself in that space?
I would say it's by divine. I would say, and grace. With some couple of years, I've been a church boy. Over the years, I was born into a Christian.
Don't go away from church. That's just by the way.
We'll go. Yeah. So I've been a church boy. I've been in my church for almost, I would say, 20 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
20 years.
Yeah.
That's serious. You've been serving for 20 good years. Wow.
See, I started serving.
Like service itself.
Okay,
when did it start?
That was like 2013.
2013.
Yeah.
Okay, but that's quite a number because 2013 to 2020, how many years is that? And then you've added this one too as well. Wow.
Yeah, so all I do is worship. With the help and the counsel of some great men of God around me, and they gave me the insight, the counsel, and told me there's the path. But I took the bold step from God.
Yeah.
During my waiting period, my preparation in prayer, seeking the face of God and understanding my assignment on earth and the purpose, I got to understand that, okay, so this is my purpose. I need to follow what Christ came to live on earth. So just spreading the word, Jesus, that's all.
Yeah. Great. But are you part of the choir?
Yeah.
You're part of the choir, and then you lead worship too as well?
Please.
Okay, all right, good. Now that I know in the waiting period, it's time to, reflect time. It's a time where sometimes you see other people doing their own and you're like, hey, but when you're a man of the spirit again, you know that it's not yet time. Would you say it's now time?
Yeah, I'll say it's now time.
It's now time. It's now time to move.
Yeah, it's now time.
God says it's now time to move. Peter, you can move.
Yeah, there was a confirmation.
There was a confirmation.
There was a confirmation.
I like that. Now, with regards to the confirmation, and you seeing what is in the world with respect to gospel music, and I'll bring it back to Ghana itself. What are you planning to do? Because, I mean, there are a lot of worshipers around. There are people who started doing it even way before you were born and all that. So what is the plan? Now that God says, okay, move. I know you go with the Holy Spirit, but individually, where do you want to see yourself and how do you want to go about it?
Personally, we want to start with SHS.
Okay.
Going into the schools because looking at the world now, and now the youth are actually...
Everything revolves around the youth. All right.
And we are actually planning on starting with the campus ministry, which we can revive them, getting them back to Christ, because it looks like most of us are lost. Most of us. And also, some don't actually find the purpose. So they just do the music and that's all. But the main purpose would be Jesus, spreading the news.
Yeah.
So my team and I, our focus is bringing the lost back to Christ.
Yeah.
That's it.
Bringing the lost back to Christ. Do you hear that? So if you feel you are lost, some people, they know they are lost too. Some people are around, they're moving around, but they know they are lost. They are convicted that you're lost. So if you feel you're lost, well, you know, I mean, it's time to come back. And we're hoping that when the songs are about to flow. So have you written, you've written a lot, eh? I'm sure the waiting period, you write a whole album, Seth.
Yeah, by the grace of God, we've written a couple of ones, we've recorded them down. But we actually have a group. Not I personally, but as a team.
From the church?
Yeah, from the church.
Okay, all right.
It's called Abandon Worship. We mostly have it in April and December. So by the grace of God, this April we had one. April edition, and by the grace of God,
December. We should be expecting another one.
December, yeah. And by the grace of God, we had a song. Hopefully I'm sure by August, September, it should be out.
It should be out? Yeah. Okay. As a group or as you?
Oh, as a group.
As a group.
But for me personally,
are you leading the group?
Yeah, I'm leading the group.
Now I get it. Okay. Yeah. All right. The name again?
Atupita Adam.
No,
Abandon in worship.
Abandon.
To be abandoned.
Okay. In worship.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Lovely, 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 lovely. It looks promising if you ask me. And because the reason, this was quite funny. I mean, my producer was trying to get some songs off you. They were like, Charlie, I really see anything. What's up? So there you have it. It was a waiting period. So most definitely now it's time to move out. But if somebody wants to, you know, collaborate with you, somebody wants to join the group perhaps, or it's closed.
Oh, for now
it's closed. Okay.
Yeah.
But maybe somebody wants to get acquainted with Peter, wants to, you know, maybe, you know, come around, as you said, I mean, this is a youthful station, so a lot of youth will be out there. And I said, some people are lost.
Yeah.
So those who are lost and they are watching right now, who want to, you know, get acquainted with you, how do we go about that?
So I have my handles on YouTube, Atupita Adam. TikTok, Atupita Adam. Facebook is Peter Atu Adam. Yeah. And IG, Atupita Adam. Yeah. So you can reach me on all the social media platforms.
And then we can get there.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Is there any word out there you want to, you know, tell your people out there? You want to tell people out there, anybody out there, please go ahead and do so.
Okay, so what I want to say is the Bible says in Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 1, is that remember your youth. So that when the day of harvest comes, you wouldn't say, maybe when you grow, you wouldn't say, hey, had I known.
Yeah.
So I'll leave them with Ecclesiastes 12, verse 1. That's all.
So there you have it. Please, you know, me, I don't talk plenty, you know. As Miriam would say, we are Jesus babies, you know. Yes, so for us, dear, we cannot do away with that. But most definitely, we're going to leave you in the hands of Peter to do what he does best, worshiping. We want to say a very big thank you to everybody who's been tuning into the show. Also, blessings going out to his church, you know, at North Ridge, and to the whole entire church. We say God bless you, keep pushing Peter as much as he can, to abandon in grace too as well. You know, abandon in worship, sorry. Abandon in worship. Why did I say abandon in grace? Could be a subsequent one. You guys look into it. Look into it. It could be. But anyways, God bless you. And we see you when we see you. You know how we do. This is the AM Club right here on MX24. My name is Kojo Dasibre. It's time for us to serenade you once again in worship. And most definitely, Peter will do it best. But Finn, thank you too. God bless you. Keep, you know, anytime I want to, like me, my own beat drums. So, Pete, over to you, please.
You are God from beginning to the end. There's no place for arguing. You are God.
Visit www.mx24online.com for news, exclusive behind-the-scenes videos, up-to-the-minute sports updates, and the latest Broken Pen stories now.